So, we're on our way to Orland, Pennsylvania to meet with a client of award-winning realtor Fred Glick. We're here to talk about their experiences working with Fred in buying this house. We're here. Let's see what they have to say. Hey, my name is Jennifer Ahn. I'm here in Orland, Pennsylvania with Lisa, who is our new homeowner of this beautiful house. So Lisa, give us a little introduction. How did this all start?
First of all, welcome to my lovely new home, which I'm really happy about. Moved back here to Pennsylvania for a wonderful new job. I'm thinking I need to get connected with real estate agents. I didn't know anyone, but got a referral, sort of like a friend of a friend. Made a couple of calls. The person wasn't returning my calls. My anxiety's starting to heighten. And ultimately got led to the website of my real estate agent, Fred Glick. I sent Fred an email. Hey, I'm moving to the area. Would love to meet with you when I'm in town. You know, next week. Is that possible? Because I'd love to buy a house. And 24 hours later, I have an email.
Whoa!
I'd love to meet with you too.
So tell me, how many properties do you think you saw total of in that one day?
Probably 7, I think.
7 houses.
Yeah.
So he drove you around to 7 different houses.
Yes.
And you really got to check each one out.
He's like, when you get to the property that's going to be the one you want, you're going to know it because you're going to feel home and you're going to be able to see yourself coming home to this house every day. And that's exactly what happens when I got here.
So, okay, so you decided that this is the house for you, right?
Yes.
So then what was the next step? Signing papers, mortgages, you probably had so much on your mind.
The wonderful thing about all of this is that even though I'm still living in California, you know, I leave to go back, Fred was able to handle everything electronically. And then he has a really terrific website where you can communicate with all of the people involved in this process. So any documents that might be needed, you can be alerted to that and download anything that you need. So everything was really easy to get done.
Right. So your first impression of Fred was that he was very prompt, you know, and that he responded really quickly, right? So your next impression, I mean, sometimes, you know, real estate agents can be really great in the beginning, but towards the end, they might fall off a little bit.
Right.
How was your experience with Fred in that way?
It had originally impressed me, like I said, from the beginning, was... well, first of all, the credentials and things I was able to find out about him online, and then obviously how quickly he responded. But also because Fred is licensed in multiple states, I'm like, wow, he must be really knowledgeable. And I think there was even one point where we were able to even transact some business when he came out to California for a day, and we were able to exchange some documents. So the fact that everything was so easy. Overall, I just want to say what a wonderful experience I had working with Fred and how easy he made this process for me and how quickly it all happens. I mean, literally, it was a matter of weeks, and I became the wonderful new homeowner of this great place, and couldn't be more happy. Couldn't be more thrilled.